Okay, so why does it matter that you are at the top prestigious corporate company anymore, where the majority positions are hybrid or fully remote now after COVID? Well, you see, the ability to work from home is presented by these big corps as one of the greatest benefits employees can have now, where you literally can wake up a couple minutes before 9 o'clock and be ready to do the tasks without even leaving your bedroom, where in the past there wasn't such an option, right? And I see how it can be pretty beneficial to many simply because you don't waste time on road to work, especially if you're in big town where traffic sucks, right? I can also see how beneficial it can be for many in terms of privacy, where nobody's interrupting your private space and where you don't have to talk with your coworkers in person. And there are many more benefits coming from working from home, like just having more free time, but it all comes with one big cost, which in my opinion, at least how I see it, and what pretty much always gave me the biggest ups was abundance of real life networking and lots of communication. You see, the biggest opportunity, at least how it was seen in the past, working in a big corporation, was the ability to get into this upper tier of society and having ability to network with high value people, where it could lead to bigger positions and money and connections, of course. Somebody might say, well, it's not true. Today are the same rules, but even better, where I can work at the office but also from home and communicate with my coworkers as much or even more. But being able to work from home at the same time, and I just can't get it, to be honest, because if you think that communication online is the same as in real life, bro, I am sorry, but you are wrong, and probably how bad communication skills anyways, because I truly believe that lifelong connections and value added networking can only be created by real life face-to-face communication, where you see each other and slowly build trust with repetitive interactions and simply feel if you can catch the same vibe with the other person. It will almost never happen through online, and while you might have many benefits working from home, you are missing networking, which, how it usually is the biggest yes or no whether you are going to get promoted or not. I can't tell you enough how many times already have seen when a guy or girl is getting promoted or how more benefits than others when he or she have good connection with upper staff. At the same time, guys who are much more advanced in technical skills but lack communication are just considered good employees, dude. And that's it. They are basically overseen and in shadow ban because of people who intuitively know that having good communication and social skills and simply just being a humble person matters more than your resume, dude. And trust me, while somebody is enjoying his time working from home, others are actively networking with upper staff and making true connections and being in the spotlight intentionally. And what is even more interesting is that people often underestimate how much opportunities are created from random moments that are not even related to work. Think about it. How many meaningful conversations actually happen during official meetings? Most of the time, people are just discussing tasks, deadlines, or reports, and all the other bullshit corporate stuff they're supposed to discuss, right? But the real connections usually happen before the meeting even starts, or during lunch breaks, while you guys are grabbing coffee, or while walking to the parking lot, or simply because you happen to sit next to somebody. Those moments look insignificant when they happen, but over time they compound. One conversation becomes two conversations become familiarity becomes trust, and trust becomes opportunities. I think many people completely misunderstand how promotions work. They imagine there is some perfectly rational system where the most skilled person automatically gets rewarded. But humans don't work like that, where companies don't work like that either. Every decision is made by people, and people naturally choose individuals they trust. If you have two employees with similar performance, who do you think gets the promotion? The person whose name management only sees in emails and Zoom calls, or the person they have talked to hundreds of times in real life over the last few years? The answer is obvious. And before somebody says, well, that's unfair, I don't even think that's unfair. Think about it from the manager's perspective. If you're responsible for department and need someone to lead a team, are you really going to choose a complete mystery? Or are you going to choose the person whose character you already know? You know how they react under pressure. You know if they keep their word. You know if they can communicate. You know if people like working with them. That information doesn't usually appear on your resume, right? And so another thing nobody talks about is visibility. There is a reason the phrase out of sight, out of mind exists. You can be the hardest working employee in the company, but if nobody sees your effort, it becomes almost invisible. When you're sitting at home every day, management only sees the final output. They don't see how you help a colleague. They don't see how you solve a small issue. They don't see how often people come to you for advice. They don't see the small moments that slowly build your reputation. Meanwhile, somebody else is physically present. They are talking to people, they're participating in conversations, they're helping with things that aren't even part of their job description, yet they are the ones becoming memorable, and being memorable matters a lot more than people want to admit it. At the same time, I think the funny thing is that many young guys today are optimizing for comfort, which would be like comfortable schedule workplace. And while comfort is great in the short term, growth almost never comes from comfort. Growth usually comes from being around people who are smarter than you, people who challenge you, people who make you uncomfortable because they force you to level up. That is one of the reasons why large corporations used to be such powerful career accelerators. You weren't just working for the company, you were surrounding yourself with ambitious people, people who wanted more, people who were competing and who were building things, right? Whether you liked it or not. Today, many employees spend most of their professional lives staring at the same laptop screen from the same room every day. And I just wonder what the long-term consequences of that will be. Because human beings were never designed to build their entire social and professional lives through a webcam, where, yeah, a Zoom meeting can transfer information, but at the same time, information and connection are not the same thing. Information is data, connection is emotion and trust. And that's the part I think many people are sacrificing without even realizing it. Maybe they are gaining an extra hour of sleep. Maybe they are saving money on fuel, but at the same time, they might be missing 10 years worth of networking opportunities, because opportunities rarely announce themselves. Nobody sends you an email saying, "Hello, this is random conversation you skipped today. Would it lead to a promotion 3 years from now?" That's not how life works. Life is usually a chain reaction, and before you know it, your entire career trajectory changes because you happen to be in the right room at the right time. The scary part is that you never know which room that is going to be. That's why I still believe that for ambitious people, especially younger professionals who are trying to build their reputation, working remotely full-time might not be the cheat code everyone thinks it is. It might actually be one of the most expensive hidden costs nobody is talking about, because while everyone is calculating the hours saved from commuting, very few are calculating the opportunities lost from not being present. And those opportunities are impossible to measure. You only notice them years later when you realize somebody else got promotion. And from the outside looks like luck, but often it wasn't luck at all. They were simply there, visible and present, building trust and being remembered. Because at the end of the day, careers are built by people, and people still do business with people, not profile pictures or your resume. Anyways, if you like this video, thank you guys a lot. See you soon.